Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live, guys. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Nicholas Klaus from the band AxMinister. I play the 4-string demon known as the bass, and I provide the vocals.
And I'm Steve McLeod, guitar player of the band AxMinister, and you're listening to Concert Junkies with Rob and John. Hit the bell.
Thank you, guys. So I'm going to ask you the standard question. How did you get the name?
Well, there used to be a street in my hometown of Richmond Hill that said AxMinster. But then I misread it because I'm just not that good of a reader. And I thought it said AxMinister. It was the greatest name that I ever thought.
Right.
You know, because an axe is mightier than the pen. And the pen is mightier than the sword.
So the axe is the mightiest of them all.
What?
Give me a guy with a pen. Give me a guy with a sword. And I'll have my axe. We'll see who wins.
What?
And we're ministers of the truth. We speak the truth that there is only one pure sound. Theatrical thrash metal.
The
All
truth
the
of heavy metal.
Exactly.
What?
Never mind black metal, power metal, false metal. If it ain't theatrical thrash, it's not metal. Metal.
Oh.
And that's how we got the name.
AxMinister will travel throughout the world, throughout time, to spread the truth of true metal. We are AxMinister, and as Metal Rules says, we're the metal the world needs right now.
Might is right. Might is right. And the axe is more mightier than the thorns that pierce my flesh whenever I hear. When I cut myself just to feel or to be alive. That's how we got our name, Rob. That's how we got our name.
That's how you got your name.
That's nothing more to the story than that.
Not musically, but personally, what do you want to leave as your legacy?
What I want to leave at my legacy. On my funeral, I want them to say Nicholas Klaus spoke his mind. Nicholas Klaus did what was right. Nicholas Klaus could have had money and fame, women, but he chose his passion, theatrical thrash metal. I never married. I never had any children because all the ladies in Toronto think that theatrical thrash is cool. Not cool. They think that a man in his 40s should own a house.
Shouldn't wear more makeup than them.
No, exactly. Not wear makeup. Have good credit. Be healthy hygiene habits. No. Nicholas Klaus only cares about AxMinister and Nicholas Klaus.
For me, I've always kind of considered myself a bit of a metal hippie. So the legacy that I would like to leave behind to the world when I die, which will never happen because I'm a McLeod and I'm immortal, but it would be more peace, more love, and more metal to all.
Good answer. What is the most embarrassing song you have on your playlist now?
I Say a Little Prayer. It's a great song, but I'm not embarrassed about it. Forever and ever and always ever apart. Blah, 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 blah. I say a little prayer for you. The moment I wake up and I put on my makeup, I say a little prayer for you. I'm not ashamed of that.
Mhm.
I'm not ashamed. My dignity went and died a long time ago.
I will say, fortunately, this alleged tune must be part of their back catalog, and we have not played it yet.
You're not going to cover it?
Oh,
We
listen,
probably should.
maybe eventually we will. Eventually we'll have to.
We have more than enough embarrassing tunes that we cover. What other band, and we have not played this live yet, but we will be soon. What other band writes a song called Poutine Girl?
Rob, let me tell you about this song. You know, a lot of people sing about girls with nice bodies, girls who are tall and have superficial beauty. We piss on those girls, my friend. I only want a girl who can enjoy a nice plate of poutine with some gravy on her thighs, if you know what I mean. Maybe with some bacon on her breasts. My Poutine Girl is a great song. It's probably one of our best songs that we've written. And we don't want to be all about talking about the undead, about the supernatural. There's only so many songs you can write about Napoleon Bonaparte and about Vlad the Impaler. Once in a while, us boys just gotta have fun and sing about those fat bottom girls who make the rockin' world go round.
The basic themes that you'll see to AxMinister in their music, in their personalities, just as a band and as a whole, humor and history. That's what you're going to get from us. Humor, history, and of course, true metal.
If you could choose your own 3-day festival, first day is Ladies' Night, second day is regional, the third day is national. Who are your top 5 on each day?
Look, I might not know much about the ladies. I pretty much stay away from them. They stay away from me. So, Steve, you know, you seem to be married to a lady. And I guess you gave birth, your lady gave birth to a lady. So why don't you explain what these
They're not in bands.
want?
They're not in bands, though. Okay, now for Ladies' Night, are we talking regional or national acts?
Both.
Both. Okay. Somebody I will include on there that I know either just has been or is shortly going to be a guest on your show, Molly and Living Dead Girl. I would have her on there. Okay. Molly comes from Peterborough here, not too far out of Toronto, and she's a friend of ours. She was actually at my birthday bash when I had one. Now she's moved down to Florida touring. I'd certainly get Molly and Living Dead Girl up here. I have got some South African soul sisters, ladies that I've known for about 10 years now. I worked with them for a while. I used to work very closely with them. I used to be a manager in Mother Sam's kind of right-hand man for a while, doing their website and all their social media and everything. And we've had each other's backs for a decade now. So I would definitely have the Soap Girls from South Africa on that show. Now let's go with, does this have to be metal?
No.
Okay, let's have Dolly Parton, because I just got so much respect for her. She's an amazing person, an amazing artist. We're going to stick Dolly Parton on this.
Jolene.
Yeah.
Don't you take away my man.
Who else? We got two more.
Yeah.
Let's check. Hailstorm. I love Lizzie
Okay.
Hale. Amazing voice. And let's cap it off with. There's so many, many amazing female singers. Do we want to go with a legend, metal person? You know what? Since the first EP came out, and they were interviewed on a station that I used to hang around a long time ago called the Rock Asylum. So we knew these people right off the bat, right as soon as the first EP came out, and myself and the whole crowd from the Rock Asylum supported them since day one. So let's go with although Heidi, and I've always told her, scares me, but we'll go with the Butcher Babies.
Okay. So what about your second day?
So that's the local date. That's the one that's the local people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I got this, Nick.
Well, how about I put my one band there? I really like our friends from Grimsby, Laid to Rest. Great guys. We wouldn't dare to have a festival without Laid to Rest.
Yeah. Okay, and the rest of the top four, rounding out the top four, of course, we must have AxMinister.
Yeah, of course.
AxMinister needs to be there. The next band that we would have would be Cryophilic, band from Hamilton. I believe they're on CDN, Canadian Records, technical death metal out of Hamilton, which is actually where I live. Amazing band. The next band we would have, it would be Nervecast, kind of a rocky thrash band that is based out of Toronto. The final band, we're going to go a little bit south from Toronto down towards Niagara Falls from St. Catharines, and we've got a band called Crimson Asphalt. So we've got Crimson Asphalt, Nervecast, Cryophilic, AxMinister, and then Nick's was Laid to Rest. Those are your five. Now, the four that I mentioned.
Well, you know what? Why don't we toss in one more band? One more band. Who do you think else should we put?
Oh, my God. There's so many bands. So many amazing bands here. Like Don Valley, Luthero.
Don Valley, good band. Luthero, yeah.
Luthero. Luthero just came off a tour with Ailstorm and Gloryhammer. They're going to be headed to Europe. They're also Hamilton people. Those are the top five. And the four that I mentioned originally, AxMinister, Cryophilic, Nervecast, and Crimson Asphalt. They just happen to be the four that are going to be coming up on Saturday, June 17th at the Bovine in Toronto for AxMinister's EP release party.
Nice. Then you have your nationals.
Oh, you know what? Megadeth, Dave Mustaine is my personal savior.
Yeah, I'm going to throw Iron
Maiden there. Iron Maiden, of course.
Throw Maiden up there. They've been on my favorite all the time. I've seen them more than anyone, like 6 times. Starting with the Live After Death tour in 84, 85. I think the actual show was 85. The album came out in 84.
I've listened to every single Iron Maiden song ever recorded and love 99% of their songs.
When I used to live in Winnipeg, there was a time before this NTS Center, they got their new arena, where concerts were lame there. No one ever went there. So my wife and I, we would travel to shows. We traveled from Winnipeg 14 hours to Milwaukee, Wisconsin to see Iron Maiden. That was the comeback tour where they first had Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith.
Oh, yeah, we saw that. I was on that tour. I saw them at Massey Hall.
Yeah.
Massey Hall. Great show.
14 hours from Winnipeg to Milwaukee, Wisconsin to see that one. When I was a kid in the 80s, and if you were a kid in the 80s, you had them too. It was just a matter of which band. Mine was Iron Maiden. The walls were plastered, completely wallpapered with Iron Maiden posters. I had my leather jacket, had the jean vest over top with all the Iron Maiden pins down the front, hand-drawn Iron Maiden on the back. I was a big fan. So we've got Megadeth. We've got Iron Maiden. Who else are we going to put on there, Nick?
Manowar.
Manowar.
Living on the road.
Yeah, 3. I I love Judas Priest.
Who doesn't love Judas Priest? Oh
Yeah.
man, how can we? You know what? How can we have an international metal fest without the Prince of Darkness himself, Mr. Ozzy Osbourne?
So we've got 4 metal giants there, and then to cap
Yeah.
the whole thing off, to headline the whole thing, AxMinister.
Obviously, we'd have to headline. Who else is gonna do it? Iron Maiden, Manowar? No. They might have better guitars. They might play better. Have a better music for ear.
More
An ear for
fans.
music. More fans.
Yeah, more cred.
People who love them, but they don't have.
They don't have the
passion
hook.
for
They don't have the hook.
Huh?
They don't have the
what?
hook.
Yeah, they don't have the heart. They don't have the passion for theatrical. Theatrical thrash. My friend, whenever we're on the stage, I really don't care who's in the audience. You know, it could just be the bartender and the mixing man. We don't even need them. We bring the same kind of energy, whether we're writing a song or playing a song that we've known for years or doing a cover. Sweat pours down my brow. My muscles tense up while I slay the 4-string beast called Fender.
If you weren't playing music, what would you be doing with your life?
Something useless. Something useless. You know what? I'd probably be a mercenary. I'd want to sign up for war just so I could know what it is like to kill a man.
And I would be hunting down other immortals, trying to get that feeling from the quickening.
Maybe I'd be an actor. I always felt the stage calling me. But I'm too damn beautiful. That's my curse.
All right, I know we do this later in the episode, but you can ask me any questions now.
Rob,
Mhm.
why is it that you have so much passion for metal? Why is it that you put in your time to give humble people like us the exposure that we so desperately desire?
This is a great question because, I mean, for anybody watching that doesn't know, I've been around this and doing it long enough. I haven't DJ'd myself. I've been guest DJs, but I mean, I've done so many radio interviews. I've been doing this for a year or for a decade now. And I know the kind of time and effort and their own personal money that the DJs and you know, the online podcasters and people put into this. It's a lot. And just like the metal musicians themselves, you know, it's got to come from the heart because there's no damn money in it. So yeah, there's that question to you, Rob. What is that drives you to do this?
I like showing light on people that's probably never heard of or probably wouldn't be heard. You know, like, I don't want to say the underdog, but I have to say the underdog. They're even if it's an hour of my day, half an hour of my day, or my entire day, if it makes a difference to, you know, somebody, that's why I do this. Like, yes, I do photography. I mean, I take photos at shows as well and promote, and you know the other saying, people teach because they can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't do what you do. Like, I probably could if I, you know, I have an acoustic in my closet. If I brought it out and practiced an hour a day every day for months, yeah, I'd be able to do that. But it's, yeah, teach people that teach can't do. Like, if they were able to do, say, this, they wouldn't be a teacher. They'd be doing what what they love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that got me right here. It's like we make one big hole, like Harry and Sally. like yin and the yang.
Yeah, we always have a lot of appreciation. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've got a ton of appreciation for what you do, and what all the online DJs do, and all the promoters. And I love all my metal brothers and sisters throughout the world, all the different bands and band members, and also all those that support those people. It really is a big metal family.
Like, music is my thing. Like, I average around like 36 concerts a year. Like, it's my happy place.
Yeah.
So if I can give back to my happy place, I'm going to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, life's not all about money. It's not all about, being famous or the next guitar, the next this. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I gotta. You know what? I just thought about another great question. How have those streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music? How are you keeping up with the changing technologies in the DJ world? Do you welcome such things, or do you wish we could go back to the days of terrestrial radio?
I kind of like the radio, but I still collect CDs, so like I'm still a CD person. So like if people think it's weird, but opening up a brand new CD and remember when you were a kid and you opened up a CD, the smell of the CD and the artwork.
Oh yeah.
You can't go on Spotify and Apple Music and exactly. I don't know.
I hear you. CDs, I kind of will let them go because they get damaged too easily. But every year I spend hundreds of dollars collecting vinyl, rare vinyl, new vinyl. I got like a whole shelf of vinyl. I have hundreds and hundreds of records that I bought within the last 3-4 years. And I love it. I love holding it. Smelling it. I totally understand you.
Yeah, like it's mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go on Spotify, Apple, or whatever other platforms share music, but you can't hold it.
Yeah.
I also like to listen to the order of the song that's the artist wants me to listen to it.
Yeah.
So some records I just love the B side. Some records I just love the A side.
Yeah, I like to listen to a whole album. I've always liked to listen to a whole album.
Exactly, because I know that the band had to sit down and they had to say what song should follow this song, or they write a storyline, or they're trying to send a message in the order of things. So I feel like the album is like an opera. There's many great arias in an opera, many acts, but you don't watch the third act, even though it might have better music with it. No, you watch the whole opera. You might listen to the points that are a little bit boring, because the composer might be setting up the big bang that's happening later. Richard Wagner knew that.
So with all the music that you have put out, which one was the hardest one to put out emotionally?
For me, it was definitely this last one, and the main reason for that is because that's the only one I've been on. Thank you, Nick.
You know what? I'm very proud of all the music that we recorded. But I gotta say, our previous album, The Crucible of Sin, my God, that was a nightmare. Our guitar player quit about a month before we were about to hit the studio. And we had a choice whether we postpone it and try to find somebody else, or do we forge ahead. So we ended up hiring our good friend, Mr. Tim Smith, who filled in on the guitar of us. And, He played the guitar on that album. And then we recorded like 4 or 5 videos for that album. So that burnt me out so badly, the emotional drain, that we put the band on hold for a year. So I had to take a step away from it to fall in love with it again. And in that meantime, our good friend Tim Smith introduced us to the mighty McLeod over there. And we've been on fire ever since.
Yeah.
You know what? This album...
Hey, I was just about to say that was a more trying experience for the band AxMinister, but was it fate? Because if it had not been that way, I wouldn't be in the band right now.
It could have been. Yeah, it definitely was fate. You know what, man? And to tell you the truth, this last album, Vir Fortis, that was a peach to record. I mean, we had such a good time. The producer was great. There was no drama. There was no... we knew how to finance it. We had a great time in the studio. We were all on the same page. There were no conflicts. We didn't have to make any major changes to re-record things. And the album before, Crucible of Sin, was, my goodness, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong with that album. However, listening back to it now, because I haven't listened to it in years, I've been listening to it on Spotify, which is available. And I'm very proud of the sound quality and the songwriting of it. Our drummer, Bas von Bismarck, he hates on that album. He's constantly can't stand it. But, you know, I encourage all of your listeners to go to Spotify and listen to The Crucible of Sin after you listen to Vir Fortis, because I really love those songs.
And I mentioned Vir Fortress is mine, my most emotional trying one. Again, that was a joke only because it was my only one. It was my best experience. I've been in the studio a number of times with different bands in the past, and the Vir Fortress experience with AxMinister was a very good one. We recorded it in Oshawa, Ontario at Monolithic Productions with Tyler Williams, and he did an amazing job. He works with a lot of really great metal artists, local metal artists around here, and always does a good job. And yeah, it was a very good time. I like the style, I like the way he does the recording, and we like the product he produced. It sounds great
approach to recording. Tyler Williams, Monolith Productions. You know, it's kind of like a therapist. You know, a therapist cannot give you too much advice at the same time. A therapist needs to just guide you gently so you can solve your own problems. That's what Tyler Williams does. He guides you to let you solve your own problems, but also calls you out of your bullshit. If something's wrong, it's like, nope, do it again, do it again. I've been with producers that are very hands-on. I've been with producers that didn't give a flying, rat's butt. They'll just press record and wait till your time runs out. Tyler Williams is the mushy middle. He is the white part between the two Oreos. Just want to lick it up. He's a great guy. He would make a good therapist, you know. Tyler Williams. The Klaus loves you, baby. The Klaus loves you. Check him out. Monolith Productions in Oshawa. I mean, we're going to probably do our next album there too.
So by you, what's your favorite venue to play?
I love the Bovine Sex Club. I mean, that place is just amazing because it has a lot of walk-in traffic. It's right downtown Toronto on the corner of Queen and Bathurst.
Great location, yeah.
Great location, you know. And if you put on a show on a Saturday night, you're guaranteed to have a crowd full of drunken people who love metal, who love watching you play. And the staff at the Bovine is amazing too. You know, they'll accommodate you. They're really on the level. They're not a-holes. Another great venue in Toronto is the Rock Pile, which is kind of like our second home. We played many shows there. That sound guy, what's his name? The guy who...
Jake Disman.
Yeah, Jake Disman. My goodness, that man is a genius behind the board.
However, he's also the touring sound man for April Wine. So if April Wine is touring, then he is not on sound there. And the person that they do have on sound there when Jake is not there, who's also absolutely amazing, gives you amazing sound. His name, Steve McLeod. Not me. A different
Another
Steve.
Steve McLeod. Oh, there's two of them. There could only be
Yeah,
one
Bovine
McLeod.
is amazing. Like the ambience at the Bovine is really cool too. It's a really cool looking bar. They had their two bathroom doors, the men and ladies bathroom doors, and there is a punk rock museum that just opened up in Las Vegas, and they actually shipped those doors to the punk rock museum in Las Vegas. So they're sitting there now.
Hey,
I should
Steve,
be
what is
there
that?
next month.
What is the venue we played recently with Wormwitch? The
The Garrison.
The Garrison. Oh my goodness! You know what I love about the Garrison is that they have a dressing room back of the stage.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go up to the stage through the crowd. It's very frustrating for Nicholas Klaus to put on his makeup in a men's bathroom, put on his clothes, and then have to walk through all the crowd up on the stage. With the Garrison, you can just make a big entrance. Same with the Hard Luck Bar, the Hard Luck Cafe, the Hard Luck Club.
Hard Luck Bar.
The Hard Luck Bar on
problem with the Hard Luck Bar is you got like 2.5 flights of stairs to carry your gear up.
Yeah, it makes you a man. You grow some hair on your chest.
It's a great bar. We've had some good shows there. The Harb up in Owen Sound. Was it about a month or two ago? We traveled a few hours.
Was it Harb? The Harb?
The Harb in Owen Sound. That was a fun
oh my goodness. My friends, if you're ever in a place called Owen Sound, you got to go to the Harb.
Way up on the Georgian Bay.
Yeah, great stage. Also, great sound. My goodness, that sound man. If he was in Toronto, he would be doing shows for Inertia, Entertainment, because that man, everything was crisp. We heard everything. I heard every hi-hat, every bass drum, every pick that McLeod played. My goodness, that man, what is he doing in Owen Sound? He needs to, sure, they might have affordable living and fresh air and no crime, but man, he's a great sound man. I don't know your name, my friend, but Owen Sound, you have me. You had me at hello.
So have you ever played in the States?
No, unfortunately not. Our drummer, Bass von Bismarck, is unfortunately on the no-fly list. He's part of a secret organization that I dare not say of.
Not yet. Maybe someday.
So is there anywhere in the States that you would want to go to?
I'd like to play in New York City because my favorite band, aside from Megadeth, Iron Maiden, and Manowar, was Typo Negative. Whenever I listen to Typo Negative, I feel Brooklyn. I taste Brooklyn. I see Brooklyn. I'm actually going to New York in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to visit the grave site of Peter Steele, and I'm going to open up a bottle of wine and pour it out because I don't drink, because I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, I guess my choice would probably be New York too. It's just because it's New York for one, and it's one of the closest cities we could get to crossing the border. New York's about an 8-hour drive from here, I think. It's very close.
But that'd be more of
Chicago. I've been to Chicago a couple of times, and I love it.
Chicago. No Chicago, Steve. They'll never see us in Chicago.
No.
Windy City.
No.
Too many Polacks in Chicago, if you know what I mean.
If you could collab with any artist that's living, who would it be at this moment?
Ringo Starr, baby, Ringo Starr. He was the Beatles. He was the Beatles. I'd rather be under the sea. My goodness. I'm getting so tired of people bad-mouthing Ringo. He was the Beatles. My favorite Beatles, Ringo, Paul, John, and that other guy, that hippie.
George.
What?
I'll go with the legend too. Then I'll say Robert Plant.
I was never into Led Zeppelin. There's too much about, let's take some drugs and dress up as wizards and talk to some girls. I was more of a Black Sabbath guy, darkness.
I like
Darkness,
Zeppelin.
misery.
Was one of my favorites. One of my all-time favorites was Zeppelin.
I just can't relate. John Bonham was a great drummer, but their message, I don't get it. Wizards. Unless you're demons and wizards, unless you're, Blind Guardian and Iced Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the wizards are not supposed to have a good time with good times, bad times. No. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. I was born without you, baby, but my feelings were a little bit too strong.
What was the best advice you were ever given?
That I was ever given?
Yeah.
Oh, God. You should get help. First step to admitting that you're an alcoholic is admitting that you have a problem. Definitely that, my friend. Go to 12 steps. It will help you immensely. Also, pull your pants up. Sir, this is not a bathroom. You're scaring the children.
For me, it wasn't really as much a line or a talking to as an attitude. When I was 19, 20 years old, living in Winnipeg, living at my dad's house, actually. I played with my dad and my stepmom for about a year. We played a few shows together. And he was somebody that I've always looked up to a lot musically, an amazing multi-instrumentalist, and he's very professional. He's been doing music for decades at that point, like I have now. And back then, when I was 20, he just really showed me and taught me how to be professional, We're going back even to the 90s, and I would not be one of those drunk guys on stage, right? And I played with them. I've actually quit bands, and I've had people fired from bands for being drunk on stage. And just, knowing your stuff, just keeping everything straight, knowing your tunes, being kind and courteous to the people that you're dealing with and professional. And it was just, he really installed a professional attitude with me at 20 years old in the 90s. That's, carried on throughout my career.
If you could bring 3 things back from the 90s, what would that be?
Let's be honest, the 90s were not really good for music. I would bring the original lineup of Megadeth that includes Nick Menza, Marty Freeman, Dave Ellison, and Dave Mustaine.
3 things. I got one thing. I would bring back my memories. 90s were a blast from what I can remember. You know what? I do remember 1994 Winnipeg Stadium. I did see, it was not with Roger Waters, but I did see Pink Floyd. They were still around then. I'd bring that back.
Roger Waters has been getting into some trouble lately.
Has he? I haven't heard. I've seen him.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of... my YouTube feed is filled with people hating on him now.
Oh, no. Still a hell of a musician. Well, he's pretty opinionated, I guess. But he's a musician.
But you know what? Pink Floyd had hits after he left.
Oh, yeah.
Did Roger Waters have a hit single after he left Pink Floyd? I can't think of one. Well, The Division Bell by Pink Floyd is a decent album. You know, I like it. It's actually how I kind of discovered Pink Floyd. So
amazing. And that's the tour that I saw too.
Yeah.
Or if you see the when they came out that double live Pulse DVD and CD, that is also the same tour from the Delicate Sound of Thunder.
You know, that's weird. In the 90s, there was a lot of bands that were touring without the original lineup. Like Iron Maiden had Blaze Bayley singing with them. And I actually really became a true Maiden fan with the X Factor, with Blaze Bayley. I really love that album still, even today. And then I discovered the back catalog. Also, Judas Priest. They had Ripper Owens. What's his name? Owen Rippers.
Yeah, Ripper Owens.
Ripper Owens singing. Yep. And that's how I discovered
those were some
Judas
good CDs.
Priest, too, you know?
Those are some good albums.
Exactly.
He came from a band called Wolfsbane before that. And then
Blaze Bayley came from Wolfsbane, but Ripper Owens
Blaze Bayley
was
he was
from
in
a different band.
A Priest tribute band, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I discovered Judas Priest with Ripper Owens, discovered Iron Maiden with Blaze Bayley, and Pink Floyd without Roger Waters. So,
you know what else I bring back from the 90s? That we used to go outside and play.
Oh, no cell phones. You know, that was actually a good time. Pagers were the thing.
There's a lot of good stuff, like the fact that we can do this here, the fact that we can get our music by ourselves out to every corner of the world, the fact that I can discover musicians and amazing people all over the world. So there's a lot of good stuff about what we have here, but it really is a double-edged sword, isn't it? And, you know, people have become kind of weak and pathetic, I think.
In the 90s,
we do it as well.
We used to hang up posters. Huh?
Exercising. We used to be out all the time exercising. Constantly. Yeah. And yes, we used to go outside. You'd poster. We were so much more active and healthy because of it.
And, you know, in the 90s, there was also that commonality that everybody watched the same shows, you know, like In Living Color and Married with Children, Seinfeld. Everybody would get a Seinfeld reference.
Yeah.
These days, you know, people talk to me about shows that there's just so many shows that I can't keep up. Succession is supposed to be, or Yellowstone, or Game of Thrones. I've never seen an episode of any of those shows. But man, people love them.
If you wrote yourself a letter when you were 8 years old, would you be proud of the person you are today?
What's with these questions? Gosh, no, I think I could have been more, you know. I would have, I wasted a lot of time, my friend. Now, time is something that you can never get back. You know, musically, there were times I doubted myself. I definitely spent way too much time playing with people that were not serious about music. I spent too much time, you know, being preoccupied with things that don't matter, you know, relationships that I knew were not going to go places, you know, not really, you know, choosing to, you know, indulge in hedonism and pleasures of the flesh instead of playing my bass. If I could have just, you know, in high school, I was like a chicken running around without a head. I should have been practicing. I should have been writing songs. I shouldn't have wasted my time pursuing courses in college that I knew were not going to get me anywhere. You know, in high school, I took math up to grade 12. What did that get me? I should have been taking photography, art, sculpting. You know, you have to have your conviction, you know. I love the song by Manowar, Heart of Steel. You know, it says, burn the bridge behind you, leave no retreat. There's only one way home. Those who those who and those who are be against you and block your path will fall. I'm paraphrasing, you know, and
Yeah.
that's. I wish I knew that. I wish I listened to that song earlier and realized what they're telling me. So, boys and girls, anybody listening here that's in high school or elementary school, listen to the song by Manowar, Heart of Steel, because that song speaks the truth. Take it from a 43-year-old, a recovering alcoholic that's living by himself with only still chasing his dreams. Don't get me wrong, I still got it. But that song speaks the truth, my friends. Print out those lyrics, have them above your bed, and after you say your prayers at night, listen to that song, Heart of Steel by Manowar.
I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, my 8-year-old self still wanted to be an astronaut, so I think I'd be pretty disappointed in myself right now. However, I don't have any regrets in life at all. I don't believe in having regrets in life at all. I'm very happy with where I am right now. Musically, I'm at the best place I've ever been. I have a beautiful family, career job. I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. I'm rocking in 2 different bands, including AxMinister, my favorite and the best band that I've ever been in. So no, I don't believe in having regrets. I believe in, you got to try and make the best of your situation, do the best for yourself. If you like your situation, you're happy with it, then good, you're doing fine. There's no need for regret of things that may have gone better in the past of your life. If you don't like your current situation, then you do the work and you change that.
It took me a long time to realize that the past is never coming back. It might seem like such an obvious thing, but once something's gone, it's never coming back. The house you once lived in, you're never going to live there again. You're never going to be the same age again. You're never going to have the same friends again. And a lot of times, myself included, you spend a lot of time trying to regain those things or fantasize how good it could have been or the things you should have done back in those days. I think a big part of self-actualizing as an adult is realizing that those things are not coming back, no matter how much you try, but you can still build new things, build new experiences, get on new adventures. And the less time you spend thinking about the past and focusing on the future, the more you will have a fulfilling life.
Right. All of those things in the past, they bring you to where you are right now. And that's what you focus on. Do you like where you are right now? Then, and I do. I very much do like where I am right now. So there's no regrets. There's things I've done wrong, things that I would change, if I actually had the choice to go back and change it. I suppose, well, I say change it, but no, actually, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't change anything, all the good and the bad. I would take it all because it brought me to where I am right now, which I'm very happy with.
What's your favorite movie?
That would have to be Annie Hall by Woody Allen.
He's lying. He likes Bambi.
I love that movie.
Prize for Bambi.
No club. I wouldn't want to be part of a club that would have me as a member. Woody Allen just has like the greatest dialogue, and I see the humanity in him, like the kind of conversations that you have over time with my friends. I see the dialogues that come up, and he's just able to capture the uniqueness of human relationships. I also love Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, and Forrest Gump. That's a really good movie.
My favorite is Natural Born Killers. I think it's an awesome movie, and I love the style of the movie. I love the soundtrack of the movie.
don't
Done by
understand these
Craig
movies.
Resnick of Nine Inch Nails.
I like when I watch a movie, I want to be happy, when I turn it off. A lot of times I'll watch a movie and Natural Born Killers is a great movie. I'd have to be silly not to say that I didn't. But I don't think it, and in the end I was happier after I watched the movie.
What? They walked off onto the sunset. It's a romance.
But they killed Robert Downey
Nice
Jr.
romantic movie.
No. And Rodney Dangerfield was a rapist. That was terrible. With Forrest Gump, he finally gets Jenny, and Jenny dies. And he has a little son called Forrest. And Back to the Future, Doc gets married and they go off on a locomotive. Annie Hall, that's kind of nihilistic. That's kind of nihilistic, but I kind of wish that, Woody and Mia Farrow made it work. Or was it Diane Keaton? You know what? I don't think. No, it was Mia. Mia was in that movie. Or Diane? Hey, Steve, was Mia Farrow or Diane Keaton in that movie?
Oh, shit, I don't remember. Yes.
Well, you know what? Woody Allen got canceled recently. Oh, it breaks my heart, The man makes a movie every single year. And the beautiful thing about being a Woody Allen fan is no matter how much you try to watch all of his movies, you can't. There's just so many of them. Like when you're caught up, you finally think you're caught up, and then you discover that he made 3 more last year. Oh, geez. And now that he's canceled, he's still making movies. It's just going to be harder to find them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Blue Jasmine by Woody Allen, great. Husbands and Wives. Oh my gosh, so many great movies. Match Point, Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
I didn't even know he got canceled.
Oh yeah, let's just say he loved his children a little bit too much.
Mm. I'm totally with you with Forrest Gump. What do you call it? Even the soundtrack was amazing.
Yeah.
It brought me, the soundtrack alone, that's what my parents used to listen to. So, it brought back a lot.
Yeah, when Jenny is all drugged up and she's standing on the ledge about to commit suicide, and you see Leonard Skinner playing Freebird.
I love that.
Oh, what a great scene.
That's a powerful scene.
And if any of your shows, does anybody ever scream Freebird?
No.
No, at our shows they scream Arnold.
Arnold?
Yeah, we wrote a song about a great man, a great Austrian that started off in the arts and then moved to politics. And a lot of lies have been written about him. But we know that he's a great man. We're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be our shows. We could be at other people's shows. And people will come up to us and go, Arnold Schwarzenegger. It happens. They love it.
He married a Reagan and a Kennedy. Wow.
So what are your big plans for the rest of the year?
We have a great EP. Vir Fortis is... I am so proud of this. The music is great. I usually don't like listening to my own songs, but to tell you the truth, I listen to Vir Fortis quite regularly because there's always something that captures me. I'm like, sometimes I think, who wrote this? And I go, oh yeah, this guy. But man, there's so many surprises in it. And we want to play as many shows as possible to bring that album to the masses. Because it would be a shame if you did not listen to Vir Fortis. Even my brother-in-law, God bless his heart, he listens to punk. He listens to punk. His band Rainbows in the Dark. They're not even a Dio tribute band. They're not, they're a pop punk band. He even called me up and said, Klaus, Beer Fortis were your best album so far.
Oh,
Go
awesome.
listen to it. So we're going to play. We're going to do as many shows as possible. We're already writing new material, but right now for the next year or two, we're just going to be promoting Beer Fortis. Hopefully we can press it on a vinyl maybe. And then...
We'd like to get this done. We've got plans to work on a video for Vlad 1.
Yeah, exactly. Vlad 2. It's actually Vlad 2. Force of Impalement. There's going to be a video being dropped.
Right.
Our dear friend, Bas von Bismarck, is not only a great drummer and a lyricist, he's also the most underrated movie maker in Toronto. He approaches each video...
Mr. Videos.
You see, each video to him is like Orson Welles shooting Citizen Kane. Sometimes I'll just beg him. I'm like, please, can we just go to the forest, put on some makeup and thrash? No! He needs to have a 30K camera. He needs to have spotlights. He needs to have makeup and stage hands and lights. If you go to our YouTube channel, AxMinister TV, or you can just get it off our website, check out his videos, and think about the time and effort that it takes that man to shoot these things.
Yeah, our drummer Bass, he's really a multi-talented artist because he, as Nick just explained, he does the videos. If you go to AxMinister TV on YouTube, they've got a ton of great videos, and that's all Bass's work. And he's also an artist. The oil, he did these. Our EP, all of the drawings on our EP are original oil paintings by our drummer Bas von Bismarck.
Show him the other one. Oh, look at that. Look at that Vlad.
Yeah.
Look at that
They're all
mustache.
paintings. This is a portrait he did of a self-portrait of the band AxMinister.
I'm the tallest. And you know what? His videos, I challenge all of your listeners to go watch some of our videos. I don't do it justice. There is so much depth and so many things that is going on that I don't notice. It works on so many levels. Like we shot a Christmas video, Existential Christmas. And he was insistent that I go get him some gold spray paint. So I went to the store. I paid like $17 for a can of spray paint. And he just used it to spray paint a little pen, a little plastic Bic pen. And that was so he could tell a story about waiting for Godot. So if you are watching that, video, you might think we're just goofs dancing around in a Santa costume, but no, we're actually reenacting Waiting for Godot. The next 3 videos that we have there are from the album Crucible of Sin, and they might seem like they don't join one another, but they actually tell one great story of a warrior that had his family killed, and he seeked justice with a sword. And there's a little twist at the end. Because at the very end, you find out that the main protagonist was actually the villain. And I think he was trying to make a commentary on society. So many times we think we're just, we're pious, we're humble. But when we turn the mirror on ourselves, we have to ask ourselves, are we the bad guy? Are we part of the problem? Bast, I love you, brother.
My last question of the night: Do you have any messages for your fans?
Buy our CD, AxMinister.ca, AxMinister.ca.
Well, look, we're not getting millions of dollars here. We turned down all the major labels. We don't want their stinking blood money. we would just want you to listen to our music, and hopefully it could give you as much joy as it gave us writing it.
I want to thank you, Rob, and Concert Junkies for having us on. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I want to
Thank
thank
you.
all of the DJs out there, all of the sites that have been sharing Ver Fortress. We've been on everything from in Decibel Magazine to on This Day in Metal posted about it, to Brave Words, to Metal Rules, and you go to axminister.ca/press, and you can see the huge list of people that have been supporting this release. So thank you so much to all of you. Thank you to all of the people out there that listen to us, that support indie music, and all my metal brothers and sisters all across the world. Cheers.
Nicholas Klaus endorses Rob at Concert Junkies.
Thank you guys and have a great night.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Rob.